Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're just going to crack right into it. We're going to get into another Reddit video, part 3. So I will be reading people's Reddit sex confessions. So we are going to start off with confession number 1. This confession is titled, "What is a female job?" I had an embarrassing experience with a guy that I really liked criticizing my blowjob. I'm all for feedback, but he did it in a not so nice way that's ruined my confidence giving blowjobs. He said I was too aggressive, which is how I was taught with a previous partner based on their experiences. We'll get into that in a second. They liked starting off sex with a tight chokehold. Damn. Each their own. He told me he didn't like the way I grabbed his penis and it wasn't feminine. I don't think I grabbed it because I'm very aware of trying to be gentle down there. Am I not supposed to use hands? Okay, so I think feedback after sex is great. This kind of communication after sex can only benefit sex lives and can make sex so much more fun to look forward to and enjoyable. Now, as much as I agree with communication before, during and after sex, it is also important to relay back that communication in a positive light. Otherwise, you can just risk lowering a person's self-esteem and confidence, and this can even affect the person wanting to have sex ever again. So using phrases such as aggressive or
wasn't very feminine
will do absolutely nothing but put the person off and just make the person feel exactly how this person who submitted this confession feel, like. And then at this point, they'll just start to think back on every single sexual encounter they've ever had in the past and kind of think to themselves, was I too aggressive back then? Was I too aggressive with this person? Was I too aggressive and not feminine with this person? Although one thing I must add is that you can't use past sexual experiences on current partners because, of course, nobody is going to like the same things. So yes, your last sexual partner may have loved it rough, may have loved rough sex, but then your current sexual partner may enjoy a more passionate and gentler approach. And I feel like this is something you could have asked beforehand rather than just go straight in rough. So yes, I do see the wrong in both sides of the confession, but one takeaway from both sides would be for the guy to maybe relay the criticism in a more positive light. For example, he could have simply said something along the lines of,
"I'll be honest, I do prefer if you grab my penis a bit gentler next time, as that was just a bit too rough for me. Other than that though, you were great."
So it's kind of like a compliment sandwich, if you've ever heard that before. Yes, this was lovely, this was great, but next time could you do this and that? Other than that though, you were amazing. Start with a positive approach, maybe slide in a bit of criticism there, but then always end it with a positive thing to say. And maybe the Reddit user could use this criticism to be a bit more aware when doing foreplay. And remember that penises and vaginas are very, very, very sensitive body parts, and to just simply be a bit more mindful when giving blowjobs or giving handjobs. And to also remember that not every single person enjoys the exact same sensations in the bedroom, but at the same time, this is an innocent mishap that happens all the time. The amount of times I've had someone go down on me and they've made me feel that my clitoris has been pushed back inside my vagina. Yeah, and so I've either just had to tell them in the moment, just go softer, go gentler, or like sometimes some guys like don't take the freaking hint, so you kind of just have to like push their head away so they can take the hint. Moving on to the next Reddit confession. This one is titled, "Female 24, I've been called a semen demon." We have to admit that that name is iconic. Semen demon. That's right, I'm the semen demon. I absolutely love cum. Same, babe, same. I don't know what it is about it. I theorize that it's because I love dirty taboo things. And as a young girl, I was taught that all things involved with men, their muscles, their penises, and especially their cum are dirty. Terrible things unfit for a proper lady. Another idea is that cum is just great. It's slimy. It's like ectoplasm. That is so disgusting. Oh my gosh. I never thought of it like that. Like ectoplasm. Ew. Everyone's is just a bit different based off their lifestyle and diet. True. I love the sweet from men whose diet solely I feel so weird reading this. I feel like I'm gonna be like demonetized. I do love the sweet from men whose diet solely consists of honey and pineapple, but I love the gross garbage cum too. I've been to parties where I've ended up locked in rooms with men jerking off onto my face while I kneel and giggle drunkenly. I love the dehumanizing aspect of having a man on my face. I know I'm seen differently then as something closer to an object than a person. I love being pumped full of semen. I love being used as a breeding. Oh, babe, no, that's not it. That's not it. Even if I'm infertile, it sucks that STDs exist. God's a cruel. I'm not gonna say that out loud because I love God.
You mind if I praise the Lord? Go ahead.
God's a cruel bleep to not let me just have raw sex with every guy with semen in his nuts. I celebrate with coffee usually. It's my good girl treat. My gosh, I feel illegal like just reading that out. I felt so naughty. I felt like YouTube was like spying on me, like, do you still want your channel, babe? Do you still want your channel? Right, so honestly, babe, no judgment here at all. Despite some of the faces I may have made reading that out, I was just a little bit set off guard, you know? But it's all good. It's all good. No one's judging you here. This is a safe place. This is a sex-safe place. Even though I don't appreciate her calling God a cruel bastard, as I believe that every disease and infection is here for a reason. Unfortunately, it sucks, yes, but I believe that life is the way it is for a reason. I must say, for somebody who is so obsessed with semen, I'm still very glad that she is aware of the high risk of STIs and the high risk of catching them through this addiction, obsession, if you must. Let this be a reminder that there is no excuse when it comes to not pulling out a condom with a new sexual partner. If Miss Semen Demon can do it, all of you can too. No excuse. Period. If I must get a little bit personal myself, I do love when a guy like all over my face, sorry, trying to keep my channel, and like all over my chest after like sucking his pee-pee. And I kind of just like lick it off my lips. Oh my god, this is too much. Something about it just feels so empowering and satisfying. So I kind of understand where she's coming from. I hate to like relate to this girl, but I kind of relate. But like one time, a bit of it slipped in my eye and I was like fuming. I was fuming because then my eye was like pulsating and throbbing all night, and then when I woke up it was still stinging and I looked like I had like bloody pink eye. It was just not nice. So yeah, this confession may have been a bit disturbing, but honestly, like, each to their own. Some people hate when a drop of semen gets on them, and some people love being drowned in it. Welcome to life. The next confession. For as long as I could remember, I was of the opinion in my mind that I was straight, that I only like women, but that was up until about 3 weeks ago when I talked to a guy here on Reddit. We had been talking and I was really horny one night to the point where he had suggested we met up as he didn't live too far away from me. I never really considered meeting anyone, but I decided fudge it and got in my car and we met at his place. We got in my car and we drove off to this quiet country road. He was really good at calming me down as I was super nervous but also kind of excited. Before I knew it, I was bent over the central control sucking his pee-pee, slowly then quickly before he started to face fudge me. Damn. He took his pee-pee out before he came and told me to get out and bend over the hood of my car. And that's what I did. I bent over the hood and felt him enter me. I couldn't believe I was doing it. It felt so good and I couldn't believe it. I don't know how long he was going at it, but I very soon felt him finish in my bottom. I'm trying to keep it as PG as possible. He then me off until I came. And then that was it. I drove him back home and then I went home too. Now this confession truly plays with my heartstrings because this guy just wanted some dick. That's it. He just wanted the cocky. But because of our societal norms, this guy felt the need to express his sexual preferences on some app rather than just talking to his friends about it, which is really sad. This should be the type of confession you go and tell your friends about, you know? It obviously sounds like to me he enjoyed the experience, especially as he saw it out until the very end. But I can't even lie, that sounds like a sexy time to me. That sounds like a really like fun hookup. Like bent over the control panel, like damn! I love it. I remember one time when I was taking it from behind on an ex-boyfriend's car bonnet. The thrill of someone potentially seeing us or just simply doing it in such a exposed space was actually turning me on more than the sex itself, to be honest. All I can say about this confession is you do you, man. Experiment, explore, have fun with it. Practicing and exploring and experimenting are the only ways that we can find out more about ourselves sexually and our sexual preferences and what we actually enjoy during sex. So don't be afraid, stop worrying about what other people think and just do you, go for it. Have fun with it, just enjoy your sexual experience. You are here for one lifetime, so don't leave this lifetime regretting any experiences or simply missing out on experiences because you're so worried about other people's judgment. Like me, for example, with this sex channel, I don't care about what people may think that I talk about sex online. I'm here to provide sexual health and sexual advice. That's what I'm here to do, and I don't care if anyone doesn't like me for it or doesn't like what I do. Go watch Fortnite, go watch something else. You don't need to be here. No one's asking you to be here, you know? So just let me do my sex talk and you go and play your football or do your cheerleading. I don't care. Just you do you, I do me. Now go get some dick, but please wrap up and be safe when you do it. Next confession. So the title of this next confession is, I lost my virginity tonight and I regret it a lot. I, 20 female, met this guy, 21 male, on my college campus, and we had been talking for a few days when he asked if I wanted to go back to his place and watch a movie tonight. I went to his place and we were sitting on his couch. He then asked if I thought his bed would be more comfortable because I was getting a little cold, so we went to his bed and then we cuddled. Classical lad move.
Do you want to come and be warm in my bed?
Couldn't you just offer her a blanket? Could you not just offer to turn the heating on? No, you had to go to the bed. Oh, men are so transparent and predictable. One thing led to another and we were making out, and then he stuck his hand down my pants. Bro, where was the consent? Where was the consent, my boy? You did not ask for consent. You did not ask for consent to do that. I had a shocked face, but confirmed that I wanted it. Then we ended up having sex. It didn't even feel that good. It never does the first time, babe. He couldn't find my clit, even after trying to help him. Don't worry, babe. That's a very common problem with the male species. Get used to it. He never got a solid rhythm and kept on changing it up. Do you know, I've always noticed this with men. Like, it starts to feel really good, and then, like, they can tell that you like it because you start moaning and becoming more, like, you know, into it. And then they start changing the rhythm. Honey, I'm moaning because the rhythm was good. Why have you changed it? Why are you going faster now? Why am I having sex with a hedgehog? Why did you change the pace? Keep the same pace, hence why I was moaning, because it was good. We lasted about 4 rounds. Damn, that's not bad for your first time. That is a lot for the first time. That's a bit crazy. We lasted about 4 rounds. The first 2, he had on a condom, and then he ran out and decided to go in raw. I asked him to be careful not to finish in me, and I didn't think he did. Literally defeats the whole purpose in wearing the condom in the first 2 rounds anyway. Like, you might as well have just not worn the condom in the first 2 rounds, honestly. Like, I would have just stopped. Like, what? Oh, do you guys now see why I have this channel? Anyways, after I got home, I was suddenly hit with a wave of guilt and regret. I didn't really want to have sex, and I felt like I was rushed into it, yet I could have stopped at any time, and I didn't. I don't know if this is related, but as soon as I got to my apartment door, I got really dizzy and could hardly stand. I also felt like throwing up because my stomach was in so much pain. I cried for about 30 minutes because I felt so I always imagined my first time to be with someone special, and instead I let my horniness get the best of me and I effed some guy I barely knew. I didn't even orgasm, and I don't think that bothered him at all. Another common problem with the male species, I'm afraid. To top it all off, after we had sex, he asked what I was looking for. At this point, I thought I'd made it very clear that I wanted a relationship. I really liked him, but he proceeded to tell me that he just got out of a long-term relationship and just wanted something casual. So basically, I was just a random hookup. This made me feel like and for the cherry on top, he stared at me the entire time I got redressed and left a hickey after I asked him not to. I know this may be normal, but it's not normal to feel this shitty after. I feel very mad at myself for letting this happen. It completely ruined my day. Now, I'm actually sort of glad that this is a confession because I want to talk about this very common problem that has just happened to this girl. For some reason, many of us believe that when we talk to a person sexually, meet up with them, make it all the way to going back to their house or hotel or accommodation, then we must have sex with them. This is not the case at all. If I could go back in time and change some of the outcomes with my sexual partners, I would. I feel this way because I feel like my younger self felt like she would be leading them on if she didn't have sex with them, or feel guilty for not having sex with them, or feel like they'll be very disappointed and not happy with me not having sex with them, even after I've led them on up until this point, even though I'm simply just not feeling it anymore. So maybe like I was in the mood, like, yeah, I wanted to have sex with this person, I wanted to hook up, but then we go back to the hotel room or his room or my room, whatever, and all of a sudden I'm just not feeling the vibe anymore. That is okay. Don't make anyone ever make you feel shamed or bad for that, because that's that really. Sometimes I'm at Thorpe Park, it's an amusement park in the UK, and I'm having the time of my life, and then all of a sudden that social battery just hits and I just want to go home. I'm over it. I'm over all the loud screaming. I'm over people spilling stuff everywhere. I'm over people randomly dropping stupid airdrop pictures to me. Like, I just want to go home. But Thorpe Park is meant to be a fun, happy place, right? So why do I want to go home? It's just how I feel. I'm a human with basic human emotions, and if I'm not feeling it anymore, I'm just not feeling it. We need to start speaking up for ourselves more. It doesn't matter if you are completely naked in bed and the penis is about to go inside of you. If you don't want to have sex anymore, then simply say stop. If the person takes it badly or in a negative way, that just ends up showing more about their character and the type of person they are. So if anything, you saved yourself. You dodged a bullet. I also want to mention that I don't think a single person on this entire planet can say that their first sexual encounter or their first sexual experience or them losing their virginity was the best sex in the world. It's just not true. Nobody is going to be perfect when it comes to their first time having sex. Let me put it into like a little analogy for you. Imagine somebody telling you to go and play football and score a goal for Arsenal, even though you've never kicked a football in your life and you don't even know who Arsenal are. It's almost impossible to do that, right? So it always just baffles me, like, why do people expect to have such amazing sex the first time? Whether you're in love with the person or not, why do we always expect it to be this perfect, romantic, amazing time? We put so much pressure on losing our virginities. It's because of social media, pornography, TV series, movies. They give us this false narrative and this false reality that sex is the best thing in the world, that it's this amazing thing that everybody's doing, when that's just not true. Have you ever heard of asexual before? A person who literally doesn't have sex, who doesn't like the thought of sex? Now, the Reddit user also mentioned that she felt very dizzy and could hardly stand when she got home. Now, I want to say no. This is not a normal thing to happen after sex. And this could have happened for many different reasons. Imagine waking in the morning, you haven't eaten and you're about to go for a run. Honey, I'd faint. You can't not eat before doing a vigorous physical exercise, because sex is a physical exercise. Or it simply could have just been the wave of emotions that just hit her. It could have just been the guilt, the shock, or just simply the grief from what just happened. Many of us put so much stress when it comes to losing our virginities.
It needs to be the right person. I need to be in love with them. It must be on a beach in this country. It must be with a football player on the pitch in front of the Red Sox.
I don't think any of that made sense. I don't know who the Red Sox are. I'm sorry, it just came to my head. I honestly feel like having such high expectations when it comes to losing your virginity will leave you feeling very underwhelmed. Keep your expectations low, because more than likely your first time having sex is not going to be how you pictured it in your head at all for the first time. Now, I actually do feel really bad for this person. I am really sorry to them that their first experience was like this in such a negative way and not how they wanted it at all. But I completely understand how she feels, and it's that feeling of you wish you can go back in time and change it, and you just wish you hadn't gone to his place in the first place. But at the end of the day, as blunt as it sounds, what's done is done. Now, you can't go back in time and change it, but what you can do is move forward and learn from the experience. In the future, the next time you have a hookup, maybe you just think, do I actually want to do it with this person? Do I feel comfortable in this setting or scenario? Am I really ready to do this yet? You know, just think of all of those things next time, because now you know how it feels the first time. The second time you go for it, you know what you want, you know what to expect, and yeah. Anyways, you guys, I really hope you learned a thing or two from these confessions. And please remember to use a condom when getting with new sexual partners. And please explore your sexual preferences without worrying about other people's judgment. It's your body, it's your life. And don't have sex with anyone you don't want to. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna head out of here because this flash is really blinding me right now and I can only see spots. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what you want to see next. Bye!